Okay, this is part 3 now. I'm having to do it in short bursts so we can upload it to YouTube. Basically, we've already put in one curtain drain 3 or 4 years ago, if not more, just as a sample trench to see what it'll do, because this does get wet in the winter. Okay, now I've had conversations with people about the wetness, and some people say you need a floating slab with a 22-inch concrete reinforced pad, whereas my idea is the other way. Well, just divert the water and make it possible for the actual building to move with the flexing of the ground. Now, because cob, it's going to be made out of the same stuff as what the ground is, obviously clay types of soil will expand in the winter and contract in the summer as they dry out and get wet. So make the building so it can expand and contract. Lime mortars will contract at the same rate as cob, so it's a very lucky thing that they do. Now, the actual spot where the house is going to be is from the front of this water container, this IBC, this little stake here, just roughly this is. So you've got the IBC here, and then you've got the other IBC across the way. That's basically the length of it. Dan wants to come and have a look at this wee picky. Okay, so basically this is an outline of what the build's going to be. I'll rotate it to the rotation of what it's going to be without too much wind on it. Right, so we're basically going to have it, it's either going to be rotated that way slightly or rotated that way to get the best from the solar mass. But I'm going to probably have to consult someone just to double check what I think. So we've got the stem wall that I spoke about earlier. It's going to be a minimum of 18 inches to prevent any splashing from the ground that may run off the roof, but I don't think there'll be very much runoff from that roof. We'll have a small eyebrow window in the roof. Whether or not we put a mezzanine floor in that and cut it off and put storage up there for tanks, not too sure yet. The construction will be of that stem wall, which is lime mortar and all that granite that you saw. Okay, so you'll have the stem wall of lime mortar, then on top you'd have this cob, okay, and then the structure internally will be all timbers in the round. Obviously it's better off to have a piece of timber in the round because it's less processing. The other thing, if you leave timber in the round, is it's incredibly strong, rather than if you start cutting into those rings and breaking that ring structure. The other thing is you'll open, if you have a timber in the round and you start squaring the edges and cutting into those rings, into the soft part, you'll actually encourage the timber to decay at a faster rate. So then you will have to use preservatives, which are bad for the planet, to prevent it decaying. So if you keep it in the round, it's a lot better for the environment. And again, processing, why process an entire piece of wood square when you only want the ends square? So that's what we'll end up doing, and using friction joints. You always guarantee a dog doing that, can't you? So you'll have what we'll have inside. Good lad, lie down, lie down, lie down. Okay, we'll have upright timbers going through this build, okay, all in the round. They'll be worked out by a structural engineer to see exactly where these upright timbers will go in relation to the size of the rooms and etc. This is all open plan. The kitchen will be out here. Where's that window? Out here with worktops, sink over here so you can look out the window. Obviously 2 bedrooms, as you can see, and a bathroom there. One of the main things is, by keeping it as a bungalow or a single story, building regs are a lot easier, so it tends to make it easier on a lot of reasons. The other thing is it keeps me under the height of the trees, so to make it low impact. So far, planners at an informal planning meeting have well, given the advice of sell the land to the campsite next door because they've got a vested interest, move away from the area and put the plans in somewhere else, and let's think of some others. Buy a plot in Newquay, which is 6 miles away, and at last, when they actually gave me that advice, it was £10 million an acre to buy a piece of land in Newquay. And the piece de resistance that they said was buy a house, knock it down and destroy it, and build an eco house on top of it. Now, I can understand kind of where they're coming from in relation to planning laws, but there are certain times when we need to relook at our planning laws because of the environmental impact we are having on the planet as a whole. We're one of the only species that actually doesn't sort of live in balance with our surroundings, and we tend to go into an area and destroy any sort of habitat with almost a form of, I can't even think of the word now, genetic something, whereas the human being will go into an environment, completely destroy it, anything that is in that habitat will be gone. So this is basically a very low impact, hopefully a low cost. I see a lot of eco houses that are 3 or 4 times the cost of a normal house. That might just be because of all the subbies that have to come in and do these jobs, I'm not sure. But this is just a couple of videos for anyone who sees it up on the wall and would like to know a bit more about it. Any comments would be really appreciated. Take care, see you later.